Hello folks, hope all of you are doing very well. So today we are going to see a video number 214, and in this video we are going to see the childhood days of the present day Sadhguru, who is the founder of Isha Yoga Center at Coimbatore. Okay. You see, in the previous three videos, we have seen the previous three lives of Sadhguru. So we have completed all the three. We have a good idea about how it was for him in the last three lifetimes. So now we are coming to the present life. So it's quite natural that we start with his childhood days. Okay. So we'll quickly go through his childhood days as explained by himself in the book. Okay. See, the title of this video is taken from the title of the chapter itself. It says, this one will graze human beings. This is the title. That is, the black sheep who turned shepherd. That means, we will see how it was said and why it was said so. So, Sadhguru was born for the couple Sushila and Vasudev. He was born on the 3rd of September 1957 in the midnight. And actually he was born 23 days after the due date. Okay. And he was born into a family where already 2 girls and a boy were there. So he is the 4th one. And as far as this couple is concerned, Sushila and Vasudev, see, in 1956 they had a baby. Sushila had delivered a baby. The baby was having a very good tejas on his face. But you know, as an infant, within 2 or 3 days, the infant died. And then this happened in 1956, and in 1957 Sadhguru was born. So later on, Sadhguru used to say that. He said once, here also he has mentioned that, I tried to come early, but the time was not so good. So I came back in 1957. That means what? In 1956 they had a baby, and that baby also belonged to the same soul as the present Sadhguru. He came into the world, but the situation was not so good, so he left the body. So the infant had to die within 2 or 3 days. All these things happen in the soul planning itself. Okay. So the soul went back, and again it came into the same womb, and the mother delivered. That is, there was some delay in the delivery also, like after 23 days of the due date only the baby was born. Maybe the baby knew the planetary positions, and the soul, it's not the baby which knew, the soul, I correct myself, it is the soul which knew the planetary positions, and it was waiting for the good position to come out of the womb. Okay. And you know, a visiting clairvoyant, he drafted the horoscope of this newborn baby, and he is the one who said like this. Looking at the baby, the person said, this one will graze human beings. You know, grazing, a person who is taking the herds of sheep, goat, cows to the meadow allowing the animals to eat, graze as much of grass as possible, and very comfortably, very safely he will bring back the herds to the house in the evening during the dusk time. So in that case, there is a human being who is taking care of these herds of sheep and goat. Whereas here, this boy is described as the person who is going to graze the human beings. Graze, it is not grace, G-R-A-C-E, it is G-R-A-Z-E, grazing. That means here is a boy who is going to lead a lot of human beings. And you know that clairvoyance words came true. Now you know Sadhguru is taking us in the path of spirituality. He is giving us lot of guidance as to how to lead our life in the materialistic world as well as in the spiritual world. And his Shambhavi Mahamudra, the inner engineering, all these techniques. He devised his own inner engineering technique, wherein he has combined many good things of your various yogas and other practices, and he has given us in a nutshell in the form of inner engineering. And you know, there are millions of followers all over the world for Sadhguru. This is the exact meaning when the person said, this one will graze the human beings. And the black sheep who turned shepherd, you know, the black sheep in the herd has become the shepherd. He has become the leader. He is a global leader. He is a global spiritual leader, isn't it? So whatever he has said, seeing his horoscope, has come true. And he also wrote on the horoscope, he is blessed with a fortunate life. We write the horoscope on a piece of paper, and the person has written it across the paper that he is blessed with a fortunate life. And when the baby is born, the first thing is to name the baby, isn't it? There will be a lot of opinions. This baby was given the name Jagadish after a fortune teller. You know, those days there were a lot of fortune tellers like gypsies and other people who just come into your house. They say something, what is going to happen, good or bad, and 90% it used to happen like that. They were good at it. So like that, a fortune teller, he happened to see the male child, and he said, you name him Jagadish. Jagadish means Jaga. Jaga means the world. Ish, that is, he is the Lord of the universe. He is the Lord of the earth, like that, Jagadish. And that is how, you know, we always shorten the name. We call it by a pet name or a nickname. It is not the nickname, it is the shortened name, JAGGI. Okay, and JAGGI, he is known even today. Many people refer to him as JAGGI VASUDEV. JAGGI is his short form for Jagadish, and Vasudev is his father's name. And so he was born in Mysore, in Karnataka state, in a Telugu speaking family. If you had watched my previous videos, you will come to know that you would have understood that in the previous two births also he was born in a Telugu speaking family only. See, this is what happens. See, you take birth again and again, more or less in the same country, in the same locality, in the same place, and even the family members are more or less the same. Because see, you have lot of tie-ups with your family members. So again and again you are born into the same family, but with different relationships. And these relationships come along to teach us many lessons. Unless you complete all the lessons, you will not stop taking birth in the same family, like that. And his father was a doctor, Dr. Vasudev. He was an ophthalmologist, an eye doctor, and he studied in Mysore Medical College, and this he took up doctor profession to fulfill the ambition of his mother, who died due to a tuberculosis attack. So probably in the deathbed she would have said that I want you to become a doctor. So to keep up his promise, he studied and became a physician, eye doctor. And those days the economy was not so bright in India, and many great people had spent their night time learning great things in the brightness of the street lamp. So he also happened to have done that. And coming to his mother, Sushila, she also had a good heritage. In history we learn about Vijayanagara Empire. So in that empire there were many kings, and one was Krishnadevaraya. So she came in that lineage, and Jaggi's mother was a very devoted lady, an ideal housewife, taking care of her husband and the 4 children. She knew nothing else. But she also used to chant some mantras. And in one of the videos, SADHGURU himself said that these children, they used to make fun of their mother, it seems. What are you chanting all the time? You are chanting something within yourself. Why don't you tell us what the mantra is? Who is your guru? Like that. They asked in all sorts of permutation and combinations, but she never revealed. Till the end of her day, she never revealed about the mantra or about his guru or about her guru. See, this is the sincerity towards the guru. You can talk about your guru. You can say so and so is my guru, or I am following such and such a person. Nothing wrong. But when the guru is giving you a mantra, you should never tell it out. So she kept up her promise. So that's a great quality. And she was a good cook. So her whole life was devoted to taking care of her family. And when this Jagdish, when the child was born, the umbilical cord was around his neck, and people believe that when the baby is born like that, it will harm the maternal uncle. So he was asked to grow the hair for 5 years. They did not chop off the hair for 5 years. Maybe they had some rituals to follow. And by the time the child became fit enough to join a school, so the parents put him in a school. And but he had long hair like girls, and so when the other boys used to tease him, he simply used to slap them like anything. He never had any fear of anything. And you might have heard the previous videos where he was a rebel. The same thing continues life after life. And so after joining his school, he never found the school interesting. He did not like sitting in the classroom, because he said the teachers are teaching after all what is given in the textbook, so I can very well read from the textbook and understand. Why do I need a teacher? That is what his comment was. They are just discharging their duties. I am not interested in such things like that. He never was. And sitting in the class, confining him within the 4 walls of the classroom, is something which he did not relish at all. And like that, as days went by, he used to take his tiffin box and the water bottle. He never used to enter the class or the school. Without going to school, he just used to pick up his lunch box and water bottle, and used to sit in one of the trees at the top branch of a tree, somewhere in and around his school days, probably. He always chose the topmost branch. So he used to sit there, and like that he used to have a nice time, enjoying himself in the gentle breeze. Even in the afternoons, though it is very hot, there will be gentle breeze if there are many trees in and around the place. And now he comments that time itself he used to sit in a sort of trance condition. Like when you go deep into meditation, you enter into a trance state. Sadhguru says that when he was in school, or during that school going age, when he was very young, when he didn't even know about the words like dhyana or meditation, he used to enjoy the trance state. See, this is what we have to highlight here. We have to understand. Now you learn all about meditation and you try to sit in meditation, nothing happens. It takes years and years for us to enter into that meditative state. Whereas when he was so small itself, when he didn't even know about meditation, he was in a meditative mood, he said. See, that is possible only because he had done intensive sadhanas in his previous lifetimes. Otherwise, this will not happen. Okay, so that is one thing which we have to note. And he used to be very naughty in the school. He used to participate in all games. Like he was a member in all school teams, like hockey, kabaddi, football, throwball, volleyball, boxing, karate, cricket, everything. For games, he was okay, but for sitting inside the classroom and studying, he was not at all for it. Somehow confining him within the four walls of the classroom, he never liked it. He was a free bird, and in the previous births also, he was a rebel. He was a strong-minded person. So that character continues. And so one day, in the classroom, they had a social science teacher who used to sleep in the class. So they all gave her a nickname, a sleeping lady. So when the teacher is sitting and sleeping in the class, what will the children do? They have fun. So they made fun of the teacher, and somebody called her sleeping lady, this and that. And so seeing the commotion, the teacher woke up, and the teacher found out the culprit. So the teacher asked the class, "You yourself tell, what sort of punishment can be given to this boy?" Then Sadhguru commented, "It seems, just leave him, teacher," like that. That made her more furious. She dragged JAGGI by his shirt and took him to the headmaster's room. Only when the teachers are fed up of managing a particular student, they used to take the student to the principal or to the headmaster. But this is a constant ritual, as far as Jaggi was concerned, because nobody could control him in the class. So everybody used to take him, drag him to the headmaster's room for further punishment. So when the teacher took him to the headmaster, he immediately suspended him for 15 days. But you know, suspension is something which is welcomed by Jaggi, because no need to attend the class. And he never used to tell about these suspensions to his parents. So the mother used to pack the lunch and water bottle every day as usual. He will also come with a bag, but he never entered the school. He just sat up on the top of the branch of the tree, almost getting into the trance state of meditation. And like that, he tells a lot about this. One day, he was a ferocious reader of English novels from his childhood, and he used to enjoy reading National Geography book in the library. And he says it took 25 years for me to buy my own copy of National Geography. And you know, National Geography is a very good book then and now. And this reminds me about an incident which happened in my life. Like before joining Kendriya Vidyalaya, I worked in a private school in Chennai. For 10 years I worked there, and that was the golden period, I should say. All the other teachers who were elder to me and the principal, they just molded me because I was fresh from the college. So they taught me, though teaching was in my blood, though I was highly passionate about teaching, they taught me a lot of things, made me a real human being, like that. And I used to read this National Geography in my school library, and Reader's Digest and National Geography. These were the two books which I liked very much in our library. And all of a sudden, one day I noticed that there were no National Geography issues coming. Then I went and asked the librarian, what happened to this book? Then she said, Madam, you are the only teacher who is, you are the only person who is coming and referring to this book. So principal asked me to stop the subscription. I felt very bad. Straight away I went to the principal and said, in a good school like this, having books like Reader's Digest and National Geography, these are all like jewels. In a library, an ideal library should have these books. So why did you stop subscribing? Please subscribe it. Then she also said, nobody is referring to this, nobody is reading, it seems. That is the feedback I got from the librarian. And then I told the principal, Madam, even if the children don't read what is written inside, just by looking at the photos of these books, you know, one can get motivated to become a national photographer or a great photographer at the global level. Such is the greatness of the book. Then immediately she asked the librarian to continue with the subscription. So as long as I was there, I used to read. And after that also, I started buying this National Geography for a long time. That is how it is. And you know, these 4 children of Dr. Vasudev, they were they belonged to a respectable family, and so they were having lot of access to the theaters. These 4 children, they could go into the theater anytime, no need to take tickets. They could come out at any time, like that. There weren't many restrictions because of their father's position, maybe. And one time, all the 4 children went to see an English movie, Psycho, and the 2 sisters, his elder sisters, got afraid of seeing the film, and halfway they came out of the theater, whereas this Jaggi was there till the end, watching the film. And he and his brother used to read a lot of English novels right from childhood. And maybe that, and there were 2 theaters where they showed English films. So they often used to visit and watch movies, read English books like that. So right from childhood he had some inclination towards English literature. Maybe that is what made him become a great person, going from country to country giving speeches in English. Actually he learnt English literature in his degree in Mysore. And he used to, there also in college also, he used to cut classes and he used to sit in the library. He was the first one to get into the library and he was the last one to get out of the library in the night. He has said that. So he was a voracious reader. And 1 or 2 more things which happened in his school days, like in his 9th standard, a new English teacher came one day. She joined the school probably as a teacher, and she entered into the class where Jaggi was also there. And you know, the teachers, after giving some work, they used to walk in between the rows. So like that, when she was walking, Jaggi threw some ink from his fountain pen on her sari. And those days we used only fountain pen. Every day we have to fill the pen in with ink. So he deliberately he did. She came in a well white starched and ironed sari. So maybe Jaggi wanted to show some of his pranks on her. So he spilled ink on her sari. She never knew at that time. Maybe after going to the staff room she would have realized, somebody would have told, and she could easily, others could easily point out to Jaggi. So okay, you are coming from this class, so this must be the work of Jaggi. So during the lunch interval she sent word for him. He came. She asked him to bring his pen. So Jaggi would have decided, okay, today onwards I am not going to have my pen anymore. She is going to take it as a punishment for spilling the ink on her sari. So he brought the pen, gave it to her. She just filled the pen with more ink and handed it over to him. This he never expected. He thought he will be scolded, he will be punished, his pen will be confiscated by the teacher. Nothing happened. She filled ink into that and gave it back to him. He also thanked her and came out. But you know, that incident, a peculiar incident, other than the normal incident, made him feel so bad, and he became a very good friend of her, and maybe that is how he also got the interest to learn English better. Like that, when Jaggi became SADHGURU, one day he was giving a speech in Mysore city, and when he got down from the dais, and a very old lady approached him, and she was also his English teacher. Jaggi did not recognize her at all, but she said, "Oh, I remember you very well. One day I was teaching you the poem written by Robert Frost. There are 2 lines in that. I also learned those poems by Robert Frost in my high school days, and while teaching this poem, my teacher commented that there are 2 sentences in there is a particular stanza written by Robert Frost which was kept on the table of our late Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru. the two lines are like this. The woods are lovely, deep and dark. The woods are lovely, dark and deep. Miles and miles to go before I sleep. So these are the two sentences in the stanza. And Jawaharlal Nehru had copied this and kept it on his table. I was much impressed by that, and I too like this. Miles and miles to go before I sleep means there's so much of responsibilities to be done before my death. That is the meaning. So this teacher was teaching this in the class, and Jaggi used to argue, it seems, that why the trees are referred to as wood. See, actually it is not wood. Wood is a piece of log, a piece of wood, you can say. But woods means a collection of trees. The woods are lovely, dark and deep. Okay. Anyway, he used to argue with the teachers like that, it seems. So he has mentioned all those things in his book. And he used to ride his bicycle to far off places. And when he grew up, see, he used to ride 30 to 35 kilometers in a day, watching the terrain, the ups and downs in the terrain, the nature of the trees, the nature of the plants, the smell of the flowers, the colors, the fragrance and all those things. He used to simply enjoy the nature. And when he is not riding the bicycle also, when he is simply sitting also, when he closed his eyes, he could see the whole picture of the terrain of the places where all he rode in the bicycle. So this only goes to show that, he was so much attached to nature. And in between, he used to, when he grew up, he used to leave a chit for his parents' note that he is going out and he will be back only after 2 or 3 days. He used to collect a lot of boiled eggs and bread, and he used to go into the deep forests. He used to spend alone time with the animals and plants in the forest. So when he was very small itself, maybe in his teenage, he did all these things. And he and his brother used to take the scooter, that Vespa scooter. His father had a scooter by the company Vespa, and when his father is not using the scooter, these two boys used to take the scooter and go to far off places, which the father never approved of. So he used to hide the keys, and these boys were after the keys. They will find out somehow and they will take the scooter. And then to have a watch on this, the father used to note down the mileage in the speedometer. The boys came to know about it, and so Jaggi cut off the wire connection so that the speedometer doesn't work, so that his father doesn't come to know about it. Then the father thought of some other method of just touching the vehicle to see how hot it is. The boys came to know about it, and so they used to cool the engine, the whole vehicle, by pouring some water or something, and then they used to leave it like that. So like that, he had a very nice time. And they used to watch a lot of movies. And Jaggi said that I can be both emotional and critical while watching the films. That is something very unusual for a schoolboy to do it. Yeah. Becoming emotional, becoming one with the emotions in the film is okay, but watching a film in a critical way is too much for a high school student, isn't it? So this is how, and he used to do a lot of tantrums like that when he was small. He never had any fear, and his mother used to say, it seems, don't you have any sort of fear? You like climbing up, jumping down without even minding his body getting hurt or something like that. So right from his childhood he has been a very different boy. That's all I can say. And all these things, whatever personalities he exhibited when he was a boy, now I can only say that it is the continuation of his previous births. I hope you enjoyed hearing this. Like, see, it is not that there is so many things which are special, like sitting on top of the tree and getting into a trance. Now the same thing had happened in Swami Vivekananda's life also. So in the evening, all the boys used to assemble in front of Swami Vivekananda's house. There was a garden and all of them used to play there. And finally, the play will end up in meditation. So Swami Narendran, as a boy, young boy, he used to say, let's all meditate. Then all will sit to meditate, all will close their eyes, but one by one, they will slip off. So finally, only Swami Vivekananda, or the boy by the name Narendran, will be sitting there with his eyes closed for hours together. So this is because he is not an ordinary child. He had done meditation earlier in his previous births, and so for him sitting with his eyes closed for hours together comes easily, whereas the other boys, they could not sit at all. One by one they used to leave the place quietly. So these are all the great people who have taken life, who have taken birth in the form of human beings to really grace the human beings. That's all I can say. Okay, so the rest we will see in the next video. So stay tuned for the next video, a very interesting video, next video about the yogic life, how he started learning yoga and so on. Okay, bye. May God bless you all.